if you pick the best team in the world, who would you pick? I said John Charles, centre-half, or John Charles, centre-forward. Take a pick.
Fantastic when you think that we've played 38 matches, only lost 2, 61 points, and Liverpool are still behind us.
And Clarke going in, and Alan Clarke has put Leeds ahead.
Leeds United have won by 3 goals to 2.
There's the strike, wonderful goal, wonderful Yeboah.
Sends an across from the right, there's Viduka, he scored this time! And it is his first goal for Leeds United!
Leeds have turned it around! Leeds are in front! It's captain Jermaine Beckford with the goal! And there ends Leeds United! League One nightmare!
And welcome to a brand new era at Ellen Road. This team never gives up! This team are just awesome!
So the two teams emerge from down below us, from the tunnel. Barry Bannan, the first man out, only just a little bit taller than the two mascots whose hands he holds, but he's a fine player, is Bannan, really does drive them through the midfield, and he's one that Leeds will very much have to watch, as they've learnt almost from bitter experience in recent seasons. Leeds United go and give the fans a clap. Needless to say, the away supporters section will be completely filled here at Hillsborough this lunchtime. Over 4,000 Leeds fans have made a more tricky trip than usual, perhaps, because the trams have all been cancelled, so that hasn't helped. A quick look at the lineup. Sheffield Wednesday to begin, the home side. Nuhiu comes into their starting lineup. So we're expecting Sheffield Wednesday to play 2 up top, and coming back in goal for them is very experienced keeper Kieran Westwood, who's put in some good performances against Leeds United in the past. The Leeds United team, it's a very familiar ring to the talk about the Leeds team, because it's the same team that started the game against Preston North End on Tuesday night. For all the discussion about 2 up top maybe for Leeds, it's Patrick Bamford who will lead the line for the away side. The only real news there is that we have on the subs bench the reappearance, the welcome reappearance indeed, of Liam Cooper. Jamie Shackleton not quite ready to come back onto the bench yet, and we're expecting to see Pablo Hernandez back in action in the next week or so. So there you have it. Leeds United begin the game as they began the game at Preston on Tuesday night, and they will hope that they'll take at least a point, if not better than that, from this tough-looking fixture against Sheffield Wednesday this afternoon. Leeds United in the grey and pink away strip, and Sheffield Wednesday in the traditional blue and white stripes with dark shorts and black and blue socks. Bannan, their skipper, comes into the centre circle to begin the preliminaries to this game, and still we can say the rain continues to fall heavily here. You have to expect, as you've already discussed, Ben, that it's going to have an impact on the game. I think you talked about defensively. The one problem defenders might have is that you're invited to make a sliding challenge on it. Well, I always enjoy it anyway, but the opportunity is there, isn't it? But you've got to time them right, otherwise the referees are going to have to make maybe some tough decisions occasionally.
Yeah, you're probably asking the wrong guy here about tackling. I've never had that in my repertoire.
Oh, it's all I've got, mate.
But no, you're right, and the way Sheffield Wednesday are setting up, probably, like I say, with the 2 strikers out there, they've gone away from the traditional 4-3-3. Similar setup how we kind of usually play in terms of the formation. Whether they're trying to rely heavily on the set pieces. Nuhiu is a big lad. His aerial presence is great. And with Fletcher, might just have the workload off him. It'd be more like a fox in the box type of speak per term. But no, it's nothing we haven't come up against before. I expect him to try and put a high press on us straight from the off. Almost trying to force into a mistake due to the weather. But no, the onus is always on us. If we're bang at it, we cause teams loads of trouble.
Hi-ho, silver lining booms out from around Hillsborough. You would describe this as a proper football ground. Hasn't changed an awful lot down recent years, much like Ellen Road. It was renovated for the 1966 World Cup, one of the first major cantilever stand construction in England, built on the far side of the ground. And that's the same stand that people are still sitting in this lunchtime. Wednesday left the Premier League in 2000. Leeds left the Premier League in 2004. The aim for both sides, obviously, is to claim or reclaim what they would feel would be their rightful position in the top division. Leeds United hoping to take a step closer to that with another victory here this afternoon. We're off and we're running. Sheffield Wednesday kicking in this first period towards the end, in which the Leeds United fans are gathered. All to a man, woman and child, it appears, standing up at the moment. Most under cover, if not all just about. The front couple of rows maybe just getting a bit of a soaking. The pitch looks immaculate, but I'm sure that there is going to be standing water on it before too long. Even as the Casilla clearance comes out this near side, great ball indeed from the keeper. You could see water spray up from underneath his foot. Dallas down the line. The ball does hold up on this near side, but Costa's got to it. He gets a low cross in towards the edge of the 6-yard box from where it's cleared, and then it comes back in briefly at least from Luke Ayling. And then Wednesday through Bannan, put a ball over the top, and there's a chase on here. And Casilla's come out of his goal, and the ball actually rebounds off the back of reach, and Casilla's got to get back on his goal line, but Leeds have defenders there to tidy up anyway. And it's Dallas on this near side who plays the ball down the line for Bamford, who's just a fraction offside. It's right down below us, that one. And Patrick Bamford, probably his shoulder was the part of him that had moved beyond the last defender.
Well, with the ball over the top for reach, I thought he was initially offside and ever so close, but Nketiah, great starting position. Spoke about him a couple of weeks ago. I just think he's really adjusted to the Championship in terms of getting starting positions right. And every time he has come out of his area this season, he's made the right decision because he's always got to the ball first, and it was a good starting position. Just asking our defence to play a high line, we need the keeper to sweep round.
Long ball played forward. They're a big side of Sheffield Wednesday, and maybe that's something I'm sure that's something they'll look to take advantage of through the course of this afternoon. Nuhiu up front, 6'5" tall, an absolute giant. But they've got plenty of 6-footers, 6-foot pluses through the team, so they definitely have a height advantage. Ayling for Leeds from the edge of the penalty area. Over the top it goes again. Long ball from the edge of the area, and Costa is trying to win it back, but fails to do that, and he's beaten to it by fullback Fox, and then up towards the halfway line, and the ball is switched wide to Palmer, and then comes back in field, and Wednesday give it all the way back to the returning Kieran Westwood, who's missed the last couple of games through injury. Kept a clean sheet in midweek, Sheffield Wednesday, beating Stoke City by a goal to nil. Luongo, the goal scorer, misses out today. He did go off injured in that game, so that presumably is the problem there, as Reach tries to battle and does battle his way forward for Wednesday. And there's the first invitation for the sliding tackle, successfully made by Alioski just on the edge of the penalty area. Had to be right there, it was right, and Casilla gets the ball. He throws it out overarm towards the near side touchline, and Dallas will go back to Ayling, and Ayling to Phillips, who's played a good return ball to Stuart Dallas. He'll carry it forward. Look at that, Stuart Dallas has space to run into, and then plays a poor pass actually ultimately, and that will be a free kick for a foul on Reach midway inside the Wednesday half. Tackled by Alioski, and a chance for the home side to get the ball forward again. And the goalkeeper comes out of the penalty area, Westwood, to take it. Leeds played Sheffield Wednesday late on last season in a game at Ellen Road that Leeds won by a goal to nil. Jack Harrison, the goal scorer. Also memorable for a fantastic save that Westwood made from Tyler Roberts in that game as well. And he's put in some good performances against Leeds United down the years. The man who's taking a free kick for the home team now, left-footed, swings it out towards the far touchline, and it crosses the far touchline. It's going to be a Leeds United throw-in. After head, I think, to Fletcher. And Leeds have the chance to deliver the throw down the line. It's taken short to Harrison. Harrison turns into a crowd of blue and white striped shirts, so it comes back towards the corner flag, and then there's surely a push on the back of Ayling by Fletcher, and that is the decision, and that is the free kick to Leeds United. Ayling stays down, so maybe took a bit of a knock in the small of the back there, as the Wednesday player pretty much went straight through him. He's back on his feet now, if rubbing his back a little gingerly after that challenge. And Casilla's come out the penalty area, all in orange this afternoon. Kiko Casilla, like to keep you up to date with the keeper's kits. He's had a few so far this season.
And as you nicely put it all the time, wearing shocking pink.
Shocking pink, that's the one. Shocking pink and charcoal, what a combination.
Your favourite colours?
Both of them, gold in my eyes. Ball on the left-hand side, Alioski tackled, barely, says the referee, but Leeds have a quickly taken throw-in. Phillips has the ball just inside the Wednesday half, back to Alioski, given away by Alioski. Misplaced pass, and Nuhiu, the giant figure, bustles through the midfield in his own half and knocks the ball back to his near side, and the fullback Fox just about manages to find his teammate Harris, Kadeem Harris, with the swung ball forward, and then it's cleared up towards Harrison on the far side, taken off Harrison by Palmer, who continues the forward run, but Berardi's read it really well and steps in and gets a foot in and knocks the ball into touch.
Real feel as a Yorkshire derby, some challenges flying, especially on that far side.
As the ball is taken in quickly and up towards the edge of the Leeds penalty area. Reach tries a little 1-2 with Fletcher there. There's an ooze from the home supporters, but it doesn't quite come off. And it rolls harmlessly through to Casilla. Casilla plays the ball out of his penalty area to Ayling, and Ayling carries the ball a little further forward. Splash of water under his foot as he plays it onto the head of Bamford. Now, chance for Klich. There's space for Leeds here down the left-hand side, and Klich can play Harrison in. He does just that now. Harrison in the penalty area. Good cross, and the flag is up as well as Ben Parker spotted the ref's assistant near side. Has spotted an offside decision there, and that would be a free kick, and that's disappointing because there's a chance, as we say, to look down the line there, wasn't there?
Yeah, you're always kind of critical of the wingers when they get offside like that. It's like you're either looking across the line, you just feel like a bit eager to try to get in behind the fullback Palmer. Whether Klich could have released it a little bit sooner, I'm not too sure, but there was a good kind of little breakaway. We won the battle in the midfield, broke forward, just released probably a little bit too late. But just watch how we're set up here. Looking at Stuart Dallas is named down as a central midfielder, but he's playing a lot on the kind of right hand side position, more like a right wing back. We saw him do that against Birmingham with Ayling behind him, Costa in front, almost like that trio down the right hand side. We're just trying to set up the rhythm of Sheffield Wednesday, maybe trying to drag an extra midfield player out of their system.
Costa goes to try and win the ball back for Leeds. He fails to do that. It's on this near side, bit of a charge on with Harris, and Harris is fouled. The Leeds player is running with him, Stuart Dallas. So Leeds United will be happy to be awarded a free kick, as Harris looked lively there. What a free transfer signing he's proved to be for Sheffield Wednesday. Player with Premier League experience at Cardiff City, and he's played pretty much every game for Wednesday. They're two free signings in the summer, both figured heavily in the side. The other player would be the German Borner in defence. Both proved to be valuable acquisitions without actually costing Wednesday any money. So Harris it was who gave the free kick away, and Casilla it is who gets the game underway again with the free kick. But that's too far away from Bamford. It's cleared up as far as Nuhiu in the centre circle, and then White slides in. First time we've seen gloves this season, and it's Ben White who's wearing them. Leeds number 5, central defender, centre half, wearing gloves in October. I shall pass no comment. Berardi still with a bandage on his hand, on his right hand. Ben White over the top, not quite into the path of Stuart Dallas. It's nodded away by Fox instead. The Leeds United throw in level with the edge of the Wednesday penalty area. Stuart Dallas himself will take it. Movement in front of him. Costa takes the ball off him, and Costa is forced out towards the near side touchline, and in doing so, with Fox tight to him, knocks the ball over the touchline. So Wednesday have a throw in down by the corner flag on this near side, as we watch from a position pretty much right on the halfway line. Nuhiu back helping out defensively, gets the ball on his chest. He's so big, he's not really going to be pushed off it by anybody. And Wednesday start to attack with Fletcher onto Reach down the inside right channel, and Reach happy to have a run forward and gets up towards the edge of the penalty area, and he's made room for himself, and it's a brilliant challenge from Ben White. A really important challenge from Ben White. Got in front of the Wednesday man and timed his intervention to perfection, because it was in the real danger zone in terms of penalty kicks.
Done excellent there, Ben White, didn't he? Similar to what he did at Preston, didn't commit, just tried to force him one way, but this time he has to get the block in and time it to perfection.
Maybe if there's a concern there, it was with The ease at which Sheffield Wednesday moved through the Leeds defence quickly out the centre circle, and suddenly Reach, who's quick anyway and a really good finisher, had a clear sight and a clear run on goal.
Just the third time has kind of got him behind. I just think we're trying to get the balance right when we are in possession, about committing bodies forward, especially our full-backs. But if we're doing that, we've got to make sure we've got that reassurance just in behind, got the cover in case we do turn the ball over cheaply, because there's going to be spaces just down the side of our centre halves. But great defending by Ben White, just read it perfectly. Knew he couldn't dive in. If he dived in, he'd have left him for dead, been out of the game. But great block put him.
Ayling, good ball forward to Klich, who turns well and has a sight of goal maybe. Well, it's cleared away before he can find Costa, so Leeds have to settle for a throw in near side, just inside the Wednesday half. Ayling to Dallas. Dallas hooks it forward towards the edge of the penalty area, but there's Reach waiting to defend for Wednesday, and then it comes back towards Barry Bannan. Barry Bannan's misplaced pass skips up off the really wet surface and goes straight into touch on this near side. And Stuart Dallas has the chance to launch a throw in somewhere close to the Sheffield Wednesday penalty box. Klich comes short, Costa runs away from him, Costa comes back in towards him, and Costa it is who gets the ball, and Dallas gets it back. Klich though isn't going to keep that in play, and it flies behind for a goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Leeds just trying to work Helder Costa into the game at the moment, and he's sort of going about his job diligently, but it's been hard for him in the last couple of games, hasn't it?
I think the comments the manager came out with, I think it was press conference just after Birmingham, saying we don't really kind of suit his style of play, which was quite interesting to hear, to be honest, because he's come to the club as a big player, big signing. I just think we can help him out as well, Costa, by giving him the service a bit early, because he's the type of winger who wants the ball at his feet so he can get on the half turn and run at the fullback.
Well, while Ben was talking there, I should point out that Ben White came through the back of Nuhiu with a fantastic central defender's centre-halves header high above the Wednesday player, won the ball cleanly in the air and knocked him over in the process. So gloves, all is forgiven.
It's a myth, that gloves.
Ball on the far side. Wednesday lose possession. Leeds have it through Harrison. Harrison switches the play, looking for Costa on this near side. Heads the ball on towards Bamford. Bamford's been well marshalled in the opening stages of this game. Ball comes out of the near side touchline though, and Leeds United have a chance for a throw in to get the ball into the Wednesday box. Leeds still waiting to create their first chance in this game, as the ball's with Costa on the edge of the area now. Costa holds it up. Needs a bit of support maybe, or has he been able to work himself a bit of space? He's done well. Ayling on the edge of the area. Costa's continued to run off him, but Ayling still has the ball. It's really tight in there, and then Bamford just plays it into a, rather hopefully perhaps, into the midst of a crowd of players, and it's Wednesday who get the chance to clear from out of that crowd, and Bannan good close control to play Fox in, and then Fox quickly up to the halfway line, but he's beaten by Calvin Phillips. Is Nuhiu, and then he's won the ball back off Phillips, and Phillips, who's game and will battle with anybody, even the giant Nuhiu, who eventually comes away with the ball, and Wednesday slipping out towards the right hand side and then start to build an attack with Nuhiu back involved again. As the ball is played long up towards the edge of the Leeds penalty area, Ayling chests it down to the ground. He's got time and space in which to work, and then he plays the ball for Costa to chase just below the run of Helder Costa on the near side. Fox intercepts, and Wednesday come from the halfway line with Bannan in possession for them. He sets off on a bit of a run out towards this near side. It comes in Harris. Harris with the ball at his feet will take on the defender. Goes outside to him. Plays the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Comes outside of the box with a Palmer drive. And Casilla gets down smartly to push the ball out towards the corner flag. It stays in play. So Wednesday maintain the pressure. And now they have a corner kick as White gets a foot in and knocks it over the byline.
That's the danger of Harris there. 1v1 in the wide position. When he needs half a yard with his pace and his strength as well. And I thought Ayling was in a good position, but the ball fell to the edge of the box and we just didn't kind of react. I think Harrison was trying to leave it for Klich vice versa for Harrison, and then Palmer stepped onto it, and you have to say a good save down to his left hand side from Kiko.
So corner kick for Leeds United to defend. All those big guys we mentioned earlier in the penalty area, bar Reach just outside of it, into the near post. Heads go up in there, and Leeds have a body behind it to clear, and then Harrison tries to complete the job, and Costa chests the ball down. Can he set off on a bit of a run forward? Yes, he can. He's quick, and he plays the ball infield And now it can be switched from Klich potentially. It's a great ball down to the right-hand side, and Phillips lay off to Harrison just outside the penalty area, and then the shot is blocked, but it's still there maybe for Leeds if Costa can get underneath it as it loops up in the air. Costa does win it back briefly, and then it's taken out towards the far touchline and cleared up the far touchline by Reach, and then Berardi comes to try and win it back for Leeds, and then Palmer completes the job of getting it up to the halfway line where White cushions a header down into the path of Dallas. Leeds come again with Ayling in possession on this near side on the halfway line. Back to Stuart Dallas, and then Dallas further back. Leeds just calming things down after a flurry of activity at either end there. And now Ayling in possession. And that possession has been hard won so far this afternoon. As a ball from Bamford tries to bring Klich into the game. Takes the deflection before it arrives in the path of the Polish player, and so Leeds have a throw in. It's on this near side. They're attacking from left to right. Good throw into Costa, and Costa drives the ball into the penalty area. Put a lot of power behind that, and as a result the defensive clearance from Palmer gives Leeds a corner kick.
Great quick throw. Just caught Sheff Wednesday sleeping there. Costa always alive, trying to get in behind people. It was his initial break from the counter attack that set us off, but now good play.
So Calvin Phillips with the corner kick delivery for Leeds United. We saw a real variety in the corners at Preston on Tuesday. Let's see what we get from this one. He comes in towards the near post, over the head of Bamford, and it almost dropped for Ayling there, and he runs his fingers through his hair there, Luke Ayling, because he knows he was in a really good position. The ball maybe hit his foot rather than him having chance to stroke the ball in, but it was an opening at least, and Ayling's back in possession on the edge of the penalty area again. Costa gets the back heel from Ayling, who gets the ball back again from Costa. Left foot in towards the goal, and it's well, just for a second there Kieran Westwood was backtracking quickly towards his goal line, but I think he was always favourite to stretch up and catch that one. That's exactly what happened ultimately. The Wednesday keeper has the ball in his hands, and Wednesday move up towards the halfway line. Long ball driven up and over that halfway line, still pouring with rain here at Hillsborough. Ayling is pushed to the ground, and that's Nuhiu who commits the foul, no question about that there. Luke Ayling invited to go to ground maybe, but if you get a Nuhiu push in the back, then you're going to fall over.
And the Masters pulled another one off the game, bought a free kick. Honestly, he does it every single game, does Luke Ayling, but yeah, no, it is a foul.
So the free kick to Leeds United on the near side touchline, level with the edge of the Leeds box. So Casilla's taken it. Down the line it comes. Bamford, well, his shirt's been almost dragged off in there.
Don't foul.
But the play continues with Costa chasing to try and win possession for Leeds. Costa's pressure on Fox brings Leeds a throw in right down by the corner flag. And Stuart Dallas looks like he's come forward to take it. Klich is one of his options. Costa is another. Costa it is who gets the ball. Costa tries to give it back to Dallas, and then it comes back to Costa from Phillips instead on this right hand side. Ball into the penalty area, great ball into the penalty area to Klich. Oh, it was a lovely pass with the outstep from Costa to invite the run from Klich, and he just didn't quite get there, the head of the Wednesday defender, who put it behind for a corner kick.
It's been really bright as Costa at the start of this game, mixing his game up, just like nice little ball outside his left foot for the run of Klich. Just couldn't quite get the end of it, but now it's led to another corner.
So Leeds are beginning to put some pressure on Sheffield Wednesday. Wouldn't be the first time we've said that this season. Phillips with a corner kick. Wouldn't be the first time we've said that either. In towards the near post, low it comes, cleared out towards Klich on the edge of the area. Klich brings the ball back towards the corner flag, and he's hemmed in rather, so he'll do well to get the ball out of this tight position. He does manage it to Ben White of all people, who gets to the byline. White still going, being pursued. Oh, he's brought down, and Ben White goes down under a challenge, and the referee doesn't even really look at it, and that looked to me like he'd had his legs swept from under him. We don't have the benefit of replay, and Ben White, to be fair, isn't really calling much about that, is he? He's not had a great deal to say about that, so maybe it was deceptive from the angle we have. Maybe he just lost his footing.
I just thought Nuhiu just got wrong side of him, and he was always fighting to get back to Ben White, try and get goal side of him. Whether it were a slip, like I said, the angle from where we are watching it now, it's not the best. But
well, it looked like a clear penalty from where we are, because we were looking over, if you like, over Nuhiu's shoulder, and White was in front of him. On 1 minute he was running towards goal, and the next he was on the ground. But nobody's protested it, to be fair, so it must have been fairly clear cut in there. And Leeds have possession back and will try and come again with Luke Ayling. But good to see Ben White in that advanced attacking position for Leeds. As Fletcher comes back into his own half, the centre forward to win it, gives it away. Oh, he's brought Calvin Phillips down there. And that's a strong argument around that one for a potential yellow card, because Fletcher was running back towards his own goal. He pushed the ball too far away from himself. Phillips got in front of him to win it back. He was getting up towards the edge of the penalty area. And then when Phillips went down, the ref awarded the free kick but has given nothing more than that. Now Alioski has been sent, I think, towards the near side touchline, is he? The ref seems to have an issue with something that he has on his boots, socks, what would it be? He was pointing him in the direction of the touchline. He's done it again now. The referee, Tim Robinson, has told Alioski that he's got to go and make some changes to some of his kit, and Alioski is furious. I think, I've no idea what the problem is here, but he's hurled tape to the ground and something needs to change.
Well, I think the problem is the referee and the linesman always check the players coming out of the tunnel, out of the change room, into the tunnel. You can't have any socks shown. A lot of players wear just like the white socks underneath the proper official socks. But to stop the game and make a player cover it up, I think it's embarrassing. Like end of the day, it's not causing anyone any harm. You get the boots now with this kind of sock attached to the boot. Anyway, that comes halfway up your shin. So I just don't see what the problem. Why you have to bring a player off to try and cover his socks up, because from here you can still see he's got the white socks on.
And Leeds are down to 10 as Phillips takes the free kick, and you'll hear from the reaction of the home fans that Calvin Phillips' effort, it was on goal, but it was high over the crossbar, and Alioski was not on the pitch for that, and he comes back on. He gives the referee a little conciliatory high five there as he returns to the action, because he's a man walking the tightrope in terms of number of yellow cards. One more and he faces suspension. So better at this time to make friends and forget all about it, because no real harm was done. The game resumes with a goal kick from Kieran Westwood. Leeds United looking for that first goal. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. As Patrick Bamford from the centre circle gets his header out to the right hand side, and now Costa has space, and Costa can turn towards goal, and Costa has Alioski just outside of him, who fires a shot in. Never really looked like it was going to trouble the goalkeeper too much, and it went over the crossbar and it went behind for another goal kick. But again, good to see Leeds United in just finding space there just a little bit now as they begin to attack. 22 minutes on the clock, still goalless. Matchday Live on LUTV brought to you by Deliveroo, Food Freedom. Goal kick again to Sheffield Wednesday, which Kieran Westwood is taking a little time over, spotting it up on the far side as we look at it of his 6-yard box. And everybody else, all the players have moved up into either the centre circle or up into Leeds territory as the ball crosses the halfway line now. Oh, straight onto the head on that left hand side of Jack Harrison. His header goes into touch and it's a Wednesday throw in, and the ball is rolled up the far touch line by Iorfa for a return into play from the throw in. Still absolutely teeming down here at Hillsborough. It's forecast to rain until 3 o'clock, so that means we'll have had over 24 hours worth of solid rain, and the pitch is holding up remarkably well in the circumstances. As Luke Ayling gets a square ball from Berardi, and then a long ball over the top for Dallas, but it's going to skip off the turf, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely, that's what happens. Away. Just carried away from Stuart Dallas there. He kept motoring to try and keep it in, but I think the conditions beat him as much as anything there. Yeah,
good idea from Luke Ayling, just trying to stretch him in behind. But we mentioned Stuart Dallas' starting position. It's a definite back five we're playing, as we're just setting up from this goal kick here. You can see a lot more clearly, obviously with the three kind of centre halves, Ayling, Ben White, Berardi and Alioski and Dallas acting as the wing backs. So obviously they've worked on it, they've maybe seen a kind of a weakness, whether it's just to counteract their 4-4-2.
Had the first glimpse of Gary Monk coming towards the edge of the technical area a moment ago. A man who took Leeds to 7th in the championship table, so close to the playoff places. Leeds fell away a week before the end of the season effectively, and thereafter, despite all the speculation, Gary Monk decided that he was better off elsewhere, left the club for Middlesbrough, Wasn't at Middlesbrough too long. Found his way to Birmingham City. Did a year at Birmingham. And now, in September of this season, was appointed as Sheffield Wednesday's new manager. And has done well in that role as well, because Wednesday have mounted an early challenge and sit just behind Leeds in the table. Second v third at start of play. Berardi and Alioski involved for Leeds. Back towards Casilla. Casilla sliced his clearance and it comes into touch on this near side. It's a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in. A difficult one for the goalkeeper there, particularly on this surface. Couldn't put his foot through it. Came off the outside of his boot. Not where he wanted it to go, I'm sure, as the throw-in is taken to Nuhiu. Ayling's got in quickly to take the ball away from him, but Nuhiu almost keeps the ball in play, and Ayling does ever so well there, under pressure from the big guy, to keep the ball for Leeds. Now Bamford chests it off for Costa. He can't get the ball under control, and Bannan wins it off him. And Wednesday have the ball back in the centre circle. Now it's played out to Fox on this left-hand side. Fox rolls the ball forward to Nuhiu. Back to Fox, 10 yards inside the Leeds half on this near side. Back in field it goes to Bannan. And then over the top from Bannan for Kadeem Harris to chase. Oh, it's a late challenge on Ben White by Harris.
How's that not a free
kick? And the ref has given a throw-in. It's not given a free kick to Leeds, and White stays down. And Harris, well, it looked a little bit like afters, I think, there from the Wednesday player, but White has picked himself ruefully up and has limped back towards his defensive position, because the play will restart, not with a Leeds free kick, but with a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in.
It's got to be a free kick.
It looked late. White had won the ball, and Harris continued the challenge. Nuhiu on the edge of the penalty area, surrounded by Leeds players, comes back towards the edge of the box, and a low, fairly weak shot from a central midfield position is easy for Kiko Casilla. And Casilla carries the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area, then he rolls it underarm. If anything, the rain's getting heavier. And Calvin Phillips gives it back to Ben White on the edge of the box. White out wide to Berardi. Berardi into the Wednesday half, and Harrison, this play is actually slipping now, not involved in the play either. Bamford in possession. I'm saying for the first time now, the conditions are beginning to get tricky. The ball is stopping in its movement now. And it's difficult for players to judge. There's another classic example of it there. It's skipping off the surface, it's not rolling true. And if this carries on, I don't know, maybe we might have an issue here. Kieran Westwood with the ball at his feet in the penalty area. It's certainly going to be difficult for players to judge forward runs. We could see mistakes, because it's very, very tricky indeed now. Casilla up towards the edge of the penalty area, and Luke Ayling. Ayling goes out across the edge of the box to Berardi, and then infield to Klich. Leeds playing in their own half, deep in their own half at the moment. Then Ben White thinks about the long diagonal, thinks again, gives it instead to Ayling with a shorter pass, and Ayling has got a lot of space to run into, comes over the halfway line, but then the ball holds up. It doesn't get anywhere near Patrick Bamford, to be honest with you. And then Nuhiu plays a good cushioned header to Harris, but there's a classic example where the ball is difficult to control because it's spinning off the wet surface, and probably luckily for Leeds, Harris couldn't control it, and it comes out for a Leeds United throw-in.
Yeah, it was a little bit sloppy in possession from Luke Ayling. Just give the ball away cheap, but then kind of switched off on the turnover, didn't get back into position, and we're grateful for the rain on that occasion, just to slow the ball up, couldn't get it under control. Looked like Harris going to start a counter-attack, but this game's kind of just gone into a bit of a lull at the moment. Not much happening. It's all in kind of like middle area.
I think maybe from the point of view of defenders, as Dallas is having to defend now with Harris on his shoulder, and Harris actually gets the ball away from Dallas. The fear is falling over maybe, or even maybe under hitting a pass as Bannan tries to play a ball into the Leeds penalty area. You know, that ball that you try and play across the edge of the penalty area that just holds up unexpectedly. But Leeds can break now as the ball into the path of Alioski, and Alioski onto Harrison. Harrison has got space to move into in a central position, plays it in front of Klich, but Klich just stepped over the ball in trying to control, and Iorfa read it, and Iorfa got in ahead of him, and Leeds will have to come again with Calvin Phillips on the edge of the centre circle. As the conditions get more difficult, the game begins to open up a little actually. Harrison out on the left-hand side gets the ball back from Klich. Harrison edge of the penalty area, trying to find room for a shot maybe. Back heel to Dallas. Dallas is challenged by Iorfa, and Iorfa again slides into that one. And then it's played out wide to Alioski on the left-hand touchline. Good period of possession for Leeds. Into the box, easy ball for Kieran Westwood, though, well over the head of Patrick Bamford and too short of Costa.
Handful of occasions when we're getting into decent positions in the final third, just his decision-making on the ball is just not being there. It's so unlike us, because when we do get in the final third, we're usually so precise with either it's a pass, a shot across, whatever it is. We're just choosing the wrong option at the moment.
Ball forward from Westwood drops just into the Leeds half. Ayling can't get there. It's played back, and Harris sniffing a chance as Ben White steps across in front of him. Does really, really well under a bit of pressure to play the ball forward to Dallas, and Dallas back to Casilla. And that's exactly the sort of pass I was referring to a moment ago then. It was rolled back towards the goalkeeper and almost held up. And now Nuhiu, as another pass does hold up, and Bannan picks up for Sheffield Wednesday. And then Bannan gets the ball back from Nuhiu on the far side touchline, down by the corner flag. Goes past his marking man Phillips and into the penalty area. Good run this from Bannan. Chips the ball up to Fletcher, near side of the penalty box. Fletcher pushed away from goal, and the flag is up, and Fletcher was offside, and Leeds have a free kick. And a bit of a sigh of relief there, I think.
Real good defending that, though, to catch Fletcher offside. As soon as Barry Bannan's nips down on the touchline, he's cut back onto his left foot. As soon as the ball shifted that way, as defenders, sometimes you can just get caught ball watching, but what we have done there, just shifted up a few yards, caught Fletcher offside. You have to say really good defending is that.
Half an hour here gone at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. Matchday live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Casilla motioning players forward. I don't think anyone wants to play that short pass just at the moment. I would say err on the side of caution and get your foot under it, and that's exactly what he does. Over the halfway line, Bamford picks it up. Bamford pushed to the ground, no question about that. Leeds free kick, which they want to take quickly, and they're prevented from doing so by the intervention of a couple of Wednesday players there. So they get the chance to play it forward now for Costa, but it's too far ahead of Costa. Can't help feeling maybe that was a bit of a waste.
Yeah, we don't have to rush everything. Like I say, sometimes just slow the game down a little bit.
Mind you, having said that, Kieran Westwood's just delivered a quick return drop volley, and it's gone straight to touch on the far side. So both sides guilty maybe of playing a little too hurriedly there. And Leeds have a throw in their own half on the left-hand side. Down the line it goes. Harrison with the ball at his feet. Infield to Klich. Klich is beaten fairly, says the referee, and now Nuhiu has it. And then Bannan, and it's laid off into that midfield area. And a chance for Wednesday to push players forward. Fletcher just outside the penalty box. Still with the ball, Stephen Fletcher. And then it goes wide for reach to swing across in Casilla. Easy catch, even in these difficult conditions. And a quick ball out from him as well, as Bamford on the near side is beaten to it just by the marking defender. And it goes into touch off Hutchinson's left foot and out for a Leeds United throw in just inside the Wednesday half. Dallas will take it. Very much an even contest, I think you'd say, at the moment, and neither side has created an awful lot. The best opening maybe the Wednesday opportunity that was snuffed out by a very good Ben White challenge. Dallas in possession for Leeds on the halfway line. White, and then White carries it forward into danger, so he has to turn back towards his own penalty area and give the ball to Berardi, who has a bit more time and space. And now Calvin Phillips, who's come to join that defensive line of three. Now Ayling on this near side. Leeds patiently probing just at the moment. Costa has a bit of space. He's done well to find that. Costa goes past one challenge, almost runs the ball into touch, but gets it and keeps it for Leeds. Now Dallas up towards the edge of the area. Klich back to Costa. Costa holds the ball up just outside the box. Leeds have possession with Calvin Phillips now, midway inside the Wednesday half. Dallas switches play. Difficult one for Berardi. He's going to move quickly to get there, and then an even more difficult pass for Alioski, who was probably running in the wrong direction for the pass that he received from Berardi, and it hits Alioski and it goes out to play on the halfway line. And Barry Bannan collects the throw in and then goes all the way back to Kieran Westwood in the penalty area. And Westwood sets things rolling again with a quick pass out to Hutchinson and then out to this near side and Fox goes back to the goalkeeper. A few groans from the home supporters. Both sides prepared to be patient. Ayling beaten in the air by Nuhiu. Push in the back of Stuart Dallas. Oh no, it's the other way around. It's a handball decision against Stuart Dallas. I felt he was being helped on his way there by Kadeem Harris. Klich is frustrated, kicks the ball into touch, and that might be a cheap yellow card coming for Matthias Klich there. Well, it isn't actually. The referee has let him off basically there, and just wags a finger at him and probably tells him next time it will be yellow. Wednesday have a free kick, which I think that was what caused the frustration for Klich, is that it looked like Dallas was being pushed, and that's what the motion from the push forced his arm to hit the ball, if that doesn't sound a bit too biased in favour of Leeds.
No, I agree with you. I thought definitely a little push in the back caused him to handle the ball, yeah.
So Bannan with a free kick for Wednesday, left foot into the penalty area. Casilla does really well, read it all the way, comes and claims it, and then waits for everybody to depart the penalty area and walks around with the ball in his hand whilst that process continues. And then there's a few catcalls from the home supporters who feel he's wasting time, and then Casilla delivers it up and over the halfway line, off the ground. Costa, good flick on, looking for Bamford. It's been a tough old afternoon for Patrick Bamford so far, but Leeds have not created an awful lot going forward. Maybe his moment's yet to come as Klich wins it. Now Bamford has it, back to Klich just outside the penalty area, and that's a foul surely on Klich. Nothing given by the referee, and Wednesday as a result have the opportunity to carry the ball forward and potentially start a breakaway. Leeds fans were disappointed that they didn't get anything. Not as disappointed probably as Matthias Klich was. Bamford, it's a heavy touch from Bamford, and he loses possession in the centre circle. Fletcher comes in, two centre forwards in the centre circle. Bannan comes out of the crowd with it, and then it comes back to Bannan. Well, it doesn't come back to Bannan, actually it holds up and Phillips steps in instead. There was a real chance for Leeds with that breakaway there. Just wonder whether Patrick Bamford could have carried it forward himself. He was unselfish, he brought Klich back into the play, but the pass was not the one probably that Klich wanted. There's a foul for sure on Harrison on the far side, and Leeds do get a free kick in their own half.
Real chance though, Bryn. Done ever so well just to put the pressure on with Klich. Released the ball early to Patrick Bamford, and whether he could have took it on his right hand side, drove into the box, who knows, but that kind of outlines how poor we have been in the final third. And like I say, it's so unlike us. We always do seem to make the right option, and got to take big chances, big advantages like that. Make them count, because they're going to be few and far between days like this.
Ball in the centre circle with Calvin Phillips in possession. Phillips for Leeds, out towards the near side, and Patrick Bamford, he's legged up in the air and ceremoniously by Nuhiu, and Patrick Bamford's clutching his ankle as a result of a fairly hefty challenge from the Kosovan international. Again, the referee has a long look at it, has a chat with the player who committed the foul, and then sends him away without anything other than a bit of a ticking off. And Patrick Bamford will require treatment here, so physio's on for the first time in this first half, and he was spun up in the air there, wasn't he, Patrick Bamford? I mean, he's a big powerful guy now here, as we've already mentioned, so he must have put a bit of meat behind that challenge. Bamford, conversation with the physio staff. The paramedics wait on the near side with the stretcher ready. I don't think it's going to be that serious, but he definitely felt that one. There's no question about that. And Patrick Bamford still clutching his ankle, just waggling his foot around a little bit as he has to walk towards this near side touchline before being allowed back on. I'm not entirely sure why he's getting booed by the home supporters. Took a heavy kick from the Wednesday player and won't be allowed to be involved by the look of it in this attacking free kick for Leeds United, which is just crazy. I mean, this is the bit that is, you want your centre forward on for a free kick into the penalty area. So where's the benefit? What have you gained by having your player fouled? Now the ref has held play up because a lot of jostling going on in the two amidst the ranks out there, and it's Harrison and Iorfa, I think, who are guilty on this occasion. So the referee having a chat with a clutch of 4 or 5 players in shirts of both colours. And now Calvin Phillips will have the chance to take the free kick, and Bamford still waits on the near side touch line as we've had this delay to the free kick now, so can't take any part in the action, which is not good. And it's a poor free kick from Calvin Phillips, I've got to say. It drops way too short of anybody in a Leeds shirt, and it's cleared all the way back up into the Leeds half for a Leeds throw in. Bamford is back in the action now. We're in the 40th minute here at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. I suppose we're expecting a tight game because both these sides have such good defensive home records, as Iorfa's under pressure from Bamford. does well under pressure from Bamford on the edge of the penalty area to Palmer. Palmer over the top for reach to chase. Berardi is there ahead of Nuhiu and then plays the ball forward to Klich, and Klich back towards the edge of the penalty area. And Ben White for Leeds. Now White. It's a strong run forward from Ben White over the halfway line. Harrison sets off down the left, and he played the ball nicely into the path of Jack Harrison. First time ball in, too close to the goalkeeper. So good pace to the break, but not the accuracy in the cross. And there were players to aim at in there, Costa and Bamford, but the crosser straight into the near post. It was easy for both to make contact.
Great play by Ben White though. He's got the licence to do that with two other defenders, centre halves at the side of him. The space is there, drive into it.
White at the back defending for Leeds. Now it's lost out, and now Reach has it in the penalty area. Berardi does well with a challenge. Casilla's got to move quickly across the 6-yard box to gather the ball, which he does, and Leeds have the chance to clear it away from the edge of the penalty area. And Ayling down the line to Dallas. It dropped a little short of Ayling there, of Dallas rather, and it asked a lot of him, but he does end up winning a throw in. And Costa, and now Dallas, and then Costa's knocked over right in front of Marcelo Bielsa, gets himself to his feet, gets the ball back. Now he's fouled, surely. Well, the referee allows an advantage, and now he's fouled again, surely.
Any chance?
So the second foul is committed maybe 6-7 yards further forward than the first foul by Pelupessy, and the referee calls the Wednesday player in towards him, and he awards the first yellow card of the game for probably totting up process. 2 fouls there.
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, it was a bog-off deal on the yellow card on that occasion. And so the first player of the afternoon is cautioned. And the referee makes a note of it. And Leeds now from a good position, heading in towards the half-time interval. What a time this would be to get the opening goal of the game. Midway inside the Wednesday half. It's right in the centre. And Calvin Phillips will be looking to provide a better delivery than from the last set-piece opportunity. Bamford is available as an option this time. He's pulled away to the near side of the penalty area. Bannan and Klich pushing each other on the edge of the D, and then all the players lined up on the left hand side of the penalty area. There's a 3-man Wednesday wall in front of it. Well, seems a bit of a waste of personnel, that, because there's no way Calvin Phillips is going to hit it from there. He chips it up towards the far post. Harrison makes a late run. Harrison gets in. Klich on the penalty spot, almost got to it, and a sliding leg, I think, from Harris clears the ball away. Costa goes to try and win it back, but he bounces off Nuhiu on the far side, and then he tries to play reaching, but Reach can't control the ball, and it goes into touch, and Leeds have reason to be grateful that they have a throw in.
Nearly another nearly moment yet again. Just thought Jack Harrison's going to run onto it, and then you're hoping the second ball's going to drop to someone in a grey and pink shirt, but unfortunately it didn't.
Ball out of defence by Ben White, just behind Stuart Dallas, so he has to check his run and come back to win it for Leeds. Now Ayling, he will play the ball over the top for Bamford. Bamford on his chest, player tight to his back is Hutchinson. Dallas comes in really well on Hutchinson. The surface allows him to slide in and make contact with the ball, but it spins off his knee and into the hands of Kieran Westwood. And we click ever closer towards half time here. A couple of minutes of the first half remaining. Not too much, I wouldn't think, to be added on. Ayling wins the ball briefly for Leeds. Now Bannan has it in the centre circle for Sheffield Wednesday. Goes back to Iorfa. Iorfa, long legs, stretching, going forward for Sheffield Wednesday. Brings Fletcher into the play. Phillips wins the header well for Leeds. To Costa, from Costa back to Dallas. Dallas lets it run for Ayling. Ayling has White on the edge of the penalty area, but he also has Phillips just ahead of him. Now White gets the ball off Phillips. Leeds play a triangle to get it clear, and it goes back to Casilla, and Casilla plays the ball. Now there's a bit of space for Harrison. He's midway inside Leeds territory, so he's got ground to make up yet, but he plays the ball over the top, maybe for Klich. Finds Klich. Now Alioski's come to join in the play. Alioski up towards the edge of the penalty area, just overhit the first touch, and that invited the defensive challenge from Hutchinson. And now Wednesday play the ball quickly forward themselves, over the top for Fletcher to chase far side. Turns back in field, does Stephen Fletcher, up towards Nuhiu, gets it back off Nuhiu, tries the drive, and Casilla got a very important touch on that one, because I have a sense that was heading towards the top corner. Casilla threw himself up in the air and pushed the ball over the top and behind for a corner kick.
I think it's a great save at full stretch. Without, I'm sure we're going to fly into the top corner, but it was almost like it was inviting him to have a shot from that distance. Be like, go on then, you're not going to trouble us from there. He very nearly picked out the top bin, but great touch from Kiko.
It was a fine save, that was, because I'm pretty sure that was flying in. Fletcher really caught it well. Experienced striker, scored goals at the top level, and when he was given that opportunity there with space and time outside of the penalty area, he almost made Leeds pay. So they have to defend a corner kick now, as we have 20 seconds of normal time remaining in the first half. Bannan gives the signal. In it goes towards the near post. Bamford heads clear for Leeds. Can Leeds break away themselves now? Cleared back into the edge of the penalty area, where a diving header from Berardi helps the ball a little further away from the box. Now Iorfa on the right hand side for Wednesday, who come again in an attacking sense. Iorfa still with the ball at his feet, being pursued by Berardi. Gives it back to Palmer. Palmer right foot, 1 added minute on the board. Into the penalty area it goes. Bodies in there, and Ayling's quick to clear for Leeds United. Now Bamford. Now they do have a chance to break. Costa over the halfway line for Leeds, pursued by Bannan. Costa checks and goes back and goes to Phillips in the centre circle. Phillips just about controls it and switches the play to Harrison, left hand side. Leeds have got plenty forward. Can they get the ball into the penalty area? No point trying anything other than now. Not too long to go. Harrison up towards the edge of the box, chips it up. Bamford header! Oh, what a save! Oh my word, what a save from Kieran Westwood. That was going into the far corner from Patrick Bamford, and Westwood has done it to Leeds again. It's a tremendous fingertip stop to keep the scoreline at 0-0.
I think Kiko Casilla's saves was world class. Just had another contender there. Unbelievable save from Westwood. You have to say, Jack Harrison outside of his left foot, great little cross with that. Bamford's done everything right, headed across the goal. He thought it was in, I thought it was in. Fantastic save.
Corner kick comes in for Leeds. Into the danger zone, bodies are in there, and it's hacked away by Nuhiu of all people. And that might be just about, indeed that is the last action. Well, what a way to finish the first half. 2 fine saves at either end. And I think you might say that the Westwood save was even better than the Casilla stop. He tipped a shot from Fletcher over the crossbar. Westwood got down as the ball looked, to all intents and purposes, like it was going into the back of the net from Patrick Bamford's brilliantly directed header, but Westwood had other ideas. He pushed it around the post, lets it run under his foot. Fox makes a half clearance, only as far as Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips all the way back into his own half to Ben White, and Ben White has the ball at his feet. Again, he sets off going forward, carries it, and then is pushed over, but fairly, says the ref, by Nuhiu, and Leeds lose possession to Adam Reach, who's powerful in his forward run, and then White recovers. Well, then White is adjudged to have fouled Adam Reach, and so Leeds get nothing. Sheffield Wednesday get a free kick, and it's in a dangerous position from Leeds' perspective. It's 15 yards maybe outside of the penalty area, and it's to the right of centre as Sheffield Wednesday kick towards the Kop end here at Hillsborough. So Leeds United will have some concerns about this as the wall is taken back. Well, there you go, it's just in front of the edge of the penalty area, so that indicates we weren't too far off in terms of the judgment of the measurement. And the wall is actually taken back maybe another yard or so by the referee, and made to line up 3-man wall in front of the ball. Kiko Casilla organising the troops on the edge of the penalty area. Everybody back for Leeds United on the edge or in the penalty area. Over the ball for Wednesday, Bannan and Harris. Bannan looking the favourite to take this one. Chance to swing the ball goalwards for sure. Signal given. Bannan rather. Poor free kick. Straight into the wall. Maybe it was a well-positioned wall. Didn't get any height in that. Tries the cross anyway. Swings the ball into the penalty area. Drops towards the far post. And it just goes beyond Gaetano Berardi in there as he made a diving attempt to divert the ball over his own goal line for a corner kick. Really didn't make any contact at all, and in doing so just put out, there was a Wednesday man beyond him as the last man, but in doing that just put him off, and the ball carried behind for a goal kick.
He knew what he was doing. If you asked him, he'd say I meant to leave it all day long, but sometimes as a defender, your best leaving those at a slight touch can divert it straight into your own goal.
Ben White picks the ball up in his own penalty area, then sets off on a darting run forward, then stops and checks and goes back to Berardi, and now Alioski. Alioski almost miscontrols, has to get the ball back off Reach. He doesn't get the ball back off Reach. Reach wins it, and Reach has it on this near side, just in from the touchline. Bannan with a little flick, but Alioski's there to intercept. Harrison, poor ball from Harrison, straight back to Reach, and then a good challenge from Alioski. Wednesday have the ball on the edge of the Leeds penalty area. In it comes onto the head of Ben White for the clearance. Harrison completes the job, looking for a forward run maybe of Nketiah, but Wednesday have got enough blue and white striped shirts around the ball to be able to help it all the way back to Kieran Westwood on the edge of his penalty area. who plays the ball out towards the left-hand side, and Harris beaten in the air by Dallas, and Wednesday, as a result of the Dallas header, have the throw in midway inside the Leeds half, left-hand side. Bright start to the second half for the home team. 48 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. Matchday live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Wednesday throw in. Goes up towards the edge of the penalty area, and Harris with Dallas tight to his back. Dallas gets the first touch and knocks the ball into touch again. So it's a throw into Wednesday a little further forward than the last one. Morgan Fox into the penalty area this time. Nuhiu and Ayling battling away for the ball. Nuhiu comes away with it and puts an inviting cross, short little cross into the 6-yard box. Luckily for Leeds, nobody there in a blue and white shirt. So Nketiah on the halfway line, battling with Iorfa to try and win possession back. Reach sets off to try and beat Alioski. Alioski's done well to read it, gives it back to Berardi. Berardi out to Phillips. Phillips to this near side, and Alioski. Good play from Leeds to work the ball patiently out of defence and now maybe into attack. It's a longer ball from Harrison. It's easy though for Morgan Fox. Costa comes across him and Phillips picks up for Leeds, and they've got a couple of bodies over here on either left or right flank, and Harrison's on the left. Harrison up towards the edge of the penalty area, plays it into Costa. Costa rolls the ball towards the edge of the 6-yard area, comes back out to Calvin Phillips, and now Harrison inside the penalty area, ball at his feet, defender in front of him, tries to work it onto the right, comes back out to Calvin Phillips again. He curls the shot in, and it wasn't a million miles away from goal from Calvin Phillips there, and it just goes wide.
Almost deja vu from last season with Matthias Klich in that similar position, opening his body out, trying to bend it to the far corner, just couldn't bring it quite back enough there, Calvin. But first real kind of threat, played out from the back really well there down this left hand side. You have to say Harrison initially tried to play that diagonal pass. Don't have to force the pass, nice and simple on a day like today.
50 minutes up, Wednesday 0, Leeds 0. Goal kick to be taken by Kieran Westwood. Over the halfway line it flies. Harrison wins the header, looking for Nketiah. Iorfa's big and strong and gets the ball away from Nketiah. Still those two tussle, and then the referee blows and awards a free kick for a foul on Iorfa by Eddie Nketiah, which Ben Parker is not in agreement with, and Leeds have to defend as the ball comes up towards the edge of the penalty area with Adam Reach, who clips the ball into the box, cleared away first time by White and then helped on its way by Alioski, and then over the near side touchline, and Leeds United will have a throw in.
Some questionable decisions from the referee there with Eddie Nketiah, who's just fighting like you expect your player to do. Good battle with the centre half.
Nothing given Leeds' way on that occasion. Harrison is clipped from behind, and now Leeds do get a free kick, but this is in a much more defensive position than the possibilities that were offered by that previous challenge. So Leeds are midway inside their own half. They've taken it quickly, they've taken it short, and Alioski goes back towards the edge of the penalty area, and Leeds have gained very little, if nothing at all, from that free kick position, and now they're under a bit of pressure as Casilla just lumps it out of the penalty box. Palmer wins the header, but it's over the head of the diminutive figure of Bannan. Calvin Phillips carries it for Leeds under pressure from Reach, and now brings in his teammate Luke Ayling down the right hand side. Dallas, almost his first touch of this second half, Stuart Dallas. Back it goes to Ayling again on the right hand side. Dallas is still in space, hugging the touchline, gets the ball back from Ayling. Dallas holds the ball up, he's marked by Palmer, gives it back to Ayling. Chance to cross for Luke Ayling now, puts it in low, maybe a bit more height required there. Cleared away from the edge of the penalty area, comes all the way back to the halfway line to Luke Ayling once more, and then Ayling towards the edge of the centre circle and Berardi, and then Berardi, Alioski, and Alioski, oh, he underhit that. That's exactly what we talked about in the first half. That's what you don't want. If you're playing it across the back, you've got to be, today of all days, you've got to make sure the ball is the right ball. Almost cost Leeds. Now Wednesday have it back halfway line with Reach, now Fletcher, now Nuhiu. Nuhiu is a regular substitute starter for Wednesday, has been over the years, he's been here a while now. On from the off today. Now Morgan Fox in a bit of space for Wednesday, plays the ball into Fletcher. Oh, it's hit the top of the crossbar and it's come down. It's hit Casilla on the back. It could have gone anywhere, and it goes behind for a corner kick to Wednesday. That was a massive let-off for Leeds.
It was just played into Sheffield Wednesday's hands there. Like you said, we'd have to be sloppy with the ball, especially around the back of the day like today. Mentioned previous, do the basics well, pass it properly, and then there's broke on us. You have to say, so unlucky with the finish, and when it strikes the bar, it hits Kiko. Just praying it doesn't trickle into the back of the net.
Well, it came back off the underside of the crossbar and it hit Casilla on the back, He could do nothing about it, and it rolled from his back out for a corner kick. Leeds were so lucky. They're defending still though. Nuhiu, 3 players in front of him, gets the cross up, far post, Fletcher waits, still in the danger zone, and then hacked away to safety, and Leeds are very relieved to be awarded a free kick right on the edge of the 6-yard box, because those were nervy moments.
Excellent defending from Berardi. You're always second favourite as a defender, as a centre half, when the cross has been digged to the back post. You've got a striker run on into it like Fletcher, who's really good in the air. But you have to say Berardi was big and strong, just got up there, did everything right. And thankfully, we've got a free kick, bought a free kick there, and we can just settle everything down now.
Fletcher limps away rather from the challenge he got in the penalty area there. And I don't think Leeds would be too disappointed if Steve Fletcher had one of those little niggly injuries that forced him off the pitch at this stage, because he has done well up front for Sheffield Wednesday, used all the experience gained at higher level, international level, and he's had a couple of great opportunities for the home team. So close to opening the scoring there. Casilla with the ball out to the Leeds penalty area, onto the head indeed of Nketiah. Did well to cushion a header onwards, but nobody in a Leeds shirt waiting behind him, and the ball's up in the air in the centre circle. Dallas is underneath it. Dallas holds it up well. Push to the ground, no, nothing given there. Leeds have to defend again as Kadeem Harris this time comes down the left-hand side for Sheffield Wednesday, and then it's a challenge back from Dallas to try and win the ball back for Leeds. It doesn't do that, but it does force Harris away from goal, and Wednesday back in the centre circle. Now Iorfa stretches the legs and comes forward from the back for Sheffield Wednesday, still going up towards the corner flag, but now Harrison's robbed him. Now can Leeds exploit the fact that the central defender is a long way forward? Well, they can't, because it's a poor pass, and Phillips has to nip in front of Bannan to make sure that the away side get possession back again when it looked like it could be dangerous for them. Now Ayling goes down the left hand side, he skips away from the challenger Palmer. There's a lot of space in front of Luke Ayling here. Can he make the most of it? Costa's gone out wide. Costa gets the ball off Ayling now, just outside the Wednesday penalty area, feints to cross, then moves again and has support from Dallas on his outside into the penalty area. Easy cross to clear though. The delivery has not been the best from Leeds so far this afternoon from these good opportunities. Dallas in space again on the right hand side. This time the door's closed in front of him, but Costa turns away from the marking player and keeps going forward. And does he win a free kick? Well, Leeds will have a corner kick anyway, so pretty much the same thing. And Helder Costa there did well, rolled the marking player and made good progress for Leeds in a more advanced position, and as a result Leeds United get a corner kick.
That was better. Every time we inject a bit of tempo, a bit of creativity in terms of the movement, people overlapping, that's when we look dangerous.
55 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. Calvin Phillips with a corner for Leeds over on the far side in front of the Leeds fans. Again dropped in short and cleared away fairly comfortably for Wednesday as far as Klich, midway inside the Wednesday half. Klich drops a shoulder, moves goalwards, little back heel, lays it off for Costa, now operating on the left hand touchline. Great flexibility in this Leeds United lineup. Leeds have 5 men around the ball in the centre circle. One of those is Luke Ayling. Ayling down the line for Nketiah. Nketiah back into his own half to Ben White, and then White to Berardi, who's square. Now Klich forward, and then Klich all the way back to Kiko Casilla on the, just outside the penalty area. Now Phillips joins in. Now White. So the possession stat will start to mount in Leeds' favour here. You have to say, not actually doing a great deal with it at the moment, just holding possession, maybe taking the sting out of the game a little bit. Now a ball down the channel for Harrison to chase, and he almost gets a lucky break off Palmer there, and Alioski comes in behind him, and then Alioski falls to the floor, looks to the referee with his arms stretched wide to say any chance of a free kick, and the referee doesn't even really bother looking in his direction, and the ball goes behind, and it's a Wednesday goal kick.
I didn't mind a little bit of possession though, Bryn, like you say. I think just taking the sting out of the game, just passing it around. But when you're doing that around the back 4 or back 5 like we've got at times today, pass it with a tempo like we did there. Sometimes it is good just to settle the game down, just have a few passes, even have to go back to Kiko like we had done. Just settles everything down, get people back into shape and can build the attack again.
Another good header from Ben White, soaring above, in some cases, taller players to win the header for Leeds. And the referee's blown the whistle and is calling Luke Ayling towards him, or is it Klich he's calling towards him? Again, not entirely sure what the delay is about here. The 2 Leeds players are called in to the ref. Both are being lectured. And maybe Ayling, because he's the skipper, is told that if Klich says anything more, he'll get booked. I'm not entirely sure. Must be something that was going on that we weren't privy to.
I'm sure the referee can sort that out himself.
We're underway. Harrison, nice flick for Klich. Can he get there ahead of Iorfa? Well, Iorfa will have loved that invitation. Big centre half, slid in and cleared the ball into touch. Leeds have the throw in as a result. Alioski motions Harrison to drop the ball so he can take it instead. Nketiah, who's not really seen much up front so far in this second half since coming on to replace Patrick Bamford, has the ball now. He probably doesn't really want it, but he does well actually. Knocks off the defensive challenge and then he's into the penalty area and then he's dropped for Harrison. Harrison drives it in, it comes onto the penalty spot and it's behind Costa, and now the referee has awarded a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. No, it's a stop play because of a head injury to a Wednesday player on this near side, and that was several seconds after the ball was last in the vicinity of the player who's now lying out prone, it would appear, hence the confusion. And that was actually a really good chance, but Leeds almost stopped themselves there, didn't they?
They did, but if the referee's stopping the play for a head injury, he's got to stop it straight away as soon as it goes down. Because initially had a great chance for Harrison, he just thought he could get through somebody's legs or find the far corner, try and pass it into that corner. I think he tried to do that, unfortunately got blocked. But then the ball kind of broke out to Costa on the edge of the box then. So, from a referee's point of view, he's got to stop it straight away or let it play on.
And when even asking whether if Nketiah had gone down when he was running in towards the edge of the penalty area, whether there was a big shout for a penalty kick there, he kept going, rode the first challenge, got past the second challenge, and those who've seen the incident in the first half involving Ben White moving towards goal, we've heard suggestions that might have been a call for a Leeds penalty kick, nothing awarded. But in the confusion of the Wednesday player being down, maybe all that's been forgotten. The referee will start the game again with a drop ball, uncontested drop ball, as we have these days for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, but we were in possession, so
even though Leeds were in possession, exactly.
We should have the ball.
I do think there's confusion over this whole drop ball situation now. It's not cleared anything up, frankly, and Wednesday have the ball back in the hands of Kieran Westwood now, because from the drop ball all he did was roll the ball back into his own penalty area and pick it up. So Leeds, who had the ball, now don't have the ball, at least for the time being. Nuhiu, out wide it goes to Kadeem Harris. Harris with Dallas in front of him, attacking the edge of the penalty area, into the penalty area, and he got the shot all wrong, and Leeds have cause to be happy about that, because he made good space for himself and there was the opportunity to shoot there, and he tried to take it but he didn't do very well with it.
Always difficult as a defender. Stuart Dallas this occasion, where the winger's got space, has got time, backs you into the box. Just try and show him one way, and hopefully the messes of them products look like he did on that occasion.
1 hour gone here at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. And it would be a brave person indeed who would predict the way this game is going to go. Nketiah battling away far side. Leeds will have a throw in. Entering a key stage, you feel now. Everything that the players do carries a little bit more importance, with the clock beginning to tick down inside the last half an hour now. Leeds have a throw in, far side touchline. Movement in front of Stuart Dallas is from Eddie Nketiah. The ball is knocked away from Nketiah for another Leeds throw in. They gain almost nothing and then they lose possession because Klich's header goes over, looping over the far side touchline for a Wednesday throw in. This is a real battle. Attendance this afternoon, 27,516 here at Hillsborough, and 4,000 or so of those come from Leeds United. Away to our left hand side, hoping to see the ball ripple the net at that end, but at the other end it's Reach with a shot, first time shot from just outside the penalty area. Well, it wasn't too far away, but Casilla was untroubled by that effort. Again, a glimmer of an opening for Sheffield Wednesday.
And he's kind of probably the last player you want in those situations. Obviously, seeing the goal he got against us, he was almost having a goal of the season competition on his own. Last year was Reach.
On this occasion, didn't produce the spectacular. And the goal kick for Leeds is taken by Casilla up towards Calvin Phillips, pursued by Barry Bannan. Under pressure indeed from Bannan, gives the ball away as a result. Has to luckily win the ball back off a mistouch from Bannan himself. Now Phillips on the near side. Now Eddie Nketiah deep inside his own half. Needs to motor forward now as Harrison has the ball on the edge of the centre circle. Harrison does well to work the ball wide to Luke Ayling. First time pass forward from Ayling to Dallas. Leeds trying to inject the pace again, and Nketiah's got in round the back, almost got in round the back. Sliding intervention from corner, and Leeds have the throw in, which is taken quickly to Dallas on the byline, and the ball stays in play. Still Dallas in there to foul by Stuart Dallas on Kadeem Harris, and so it's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday right on the byline on the far side between the edge of the penalty area and the corner flag. Stuart Dallas returns the ball to Kieran Westwood to take the free kick that will result. Only 3 goals conceded so far here by Sheffield Wednesday at home. Leeds have that really good defensive record, well, home and away, but in particular at home. So it always had the look of being a tight game. That's exactly what we've got at this advanced stage. Nuhiu battling with Ben White. Phillips makes a good intervention, but Nuhiu slides those long legs in to get the ball back out to Kadeem Harris on the left-hand side. They'll touch from Stuart Dallas, takes the ball out of play, and then it's thrown in towards the edge of the penalty area. Nuhiu, who has Ben White right on his back, still has the ball, and then goes back to Barry Bannan. Barry Bannan with Eddie Nketiah defending, and he slipped past 2 challenges, and he plays a cross in to the near post, and it bounces around the danger area. And Leeds were again lucky there, because they switched off at the near post, and Wednesday almost capitalised. It went right across the near post, and nobody on the edge of the 6-yard box was waiting to tap it in. Kadeem Harris comes again for Wednesday, left-hand side. They're looking dangerous. He's stepped inside Calvin Phillips' challenge, heads in from the near post, and the header is won in there by Alioski. And a huge draw from the home fans, because Wednesday have a corner kick.
Mentioned previous about a good defender letting the ball go across the goal because you don't get a touch on it. I think that was the wrong option that time as it flashed away. I think they had to deal with it, and thankfully at the far post they just couldn't sort the feet out and get a proper effort on target.
65 minutes gone, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0, but the pressure is on the Leeds United goal. Barry Bannan to take the corner kick from the far side in front of the Hillsborough cop. Movement in the penalty area. Bannan swings it outwards, and the referee blows his whistle, and Leeds United have a free kick. And that's a bit of a relief, because that was a few worrying moments for Leeds United there. And if Wednesday had a man in the 6-yard box, right in the middle of the 6-yard box, there was basically a tap in there potentially.
I think what we haven't done so well in the second half in these situations here, they've been really aggressive with the pressing of Sheffield Wednesday. I think if they're going to set up like this, instead of playing out short, just go a little bit longer, like we decide to do now.
Casilla, yeah, with a longer ball over the halfway line. Leeds occasionally guilty the second half of causing problems for themselves by overplaying maybe at the back. Well, Alioski's carrying the ball forward for Leeds now, tries to play the ball in field, but it's intercepted by Pelupessy and given away by Pelupessy to Klich. Klich onto Alioski. Alioski up to the edge of the penalty area. Nketiah just spins away from Eddie Nketiah. And was almost something for Leeds there, but not quite. Quickly played out by the goalkeeper towards Nuhiu, far side. The linesman on the near side has indicated an offside decision, and so Leeds have a free kick. Not entirely sure who that was against, because Nuhiu appeared to be comfortably inside the last defender. Maybe he'd come back from that position. Anyway, free kick it is to Leeds United. And again, a chance for Leeds to try and play a bit more football at the other end. They've had much more defending to do in this second half. And you've had to say, at the moment at least, not felt the benefit of Eddie Nketiah's presence up front. Maybe just physically lost a little bit there, and they can't get him involved in the play at the moment. But he's popped up in other situations in good positions, and there's still time for him to do that still. Klich for Leeds now. In the middle of the Leeds half, gives the ball back to Ben White on the edge of the Leeds penalty area, and then back into Kiko Casilla inside the penalty area. And Casilla comes wide to this near side, and Alioski, who's under pressure from reach, has to come in field to Phillips, and Leeds are working hard to not go very far here at the moment. Ball comes out over the near side touchline, and the throw-in goes Leeds' way, and the Sheffield Wednesday coaching staff, Gary Monk included, are very unhappy with that decision. It was right in front of them as well, but the ref's assistant gave it to Leeds. Costa is well challenged by Morgan Fox, and Wednesday can come again as a result. Nuhiu midway inside the Leeds half to Bannan in a central position for the drive. And Luke Ayling slides in to block that, closes it down almost at source. Harrison tussling with Reach. Reach comes away with it now. Nuhiu is putting a real shift for Wednesday on the edge of the penalty area, inviting ball. Berardi's got to get there. Berardi does just get there, just gets there ahead of the Wednesday man and makes a touch. Otherwise there was danger there. Ball is just cleared away from Leeds over the halfway line. They'll be happy enough that they've earned a throw in from that, but these are as tough a times as we've seen for Leeds in any game this season. Jack Harrison attacking for Leeds now, onto the edge of the penalty area to Nketiah. Nketiah forced away from goal, turns back towards goal. Man is tight to his back. Hutchinson plays a good pass out towards. Costa's offside on the right hand side. I'm just worried about that. He probably spotted it and tried to get back into the onside position, but the ref's assistant far side was having none of that. Flag went straight up.
Just getting a bit frustrated, isn't it? We're trying to play out from the back, and you said it, Bryn, we're working hard to kind of get nowhere, almost falling into the trap that Sheffield Wednesday are setting. Just play further up, even if we go a little bit longer, so be it. Fight for the second balls. It's going to be a rest of the second half. We're going to have to keep battling, keep working hard. We're going to try and get these 3 points.
Well, if you look down the line now, you've got Nketiah plus 4 huge Sheffield Wednesday defenders. So nothing in the air is going to work for him. It's going to be surely a ball played inside a defender for him to run onto. He gets the ball now, but again, back to goal. And again, quickly closed down by players who are physically bigger, probably physically stronger. Leeds at least end up with a throw-in as Hutchinson pushes through the back of Nketiah, but knocks the ball into touch in the process. Leeds throw-in. Dallas will take it. We're in the 70th minute in the second half here at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. It's tense, it's nervy. Leeds United trying to create something. They haven't managed to do that yet in the second half. Nketiah now still with the ball, but again pursued this time by Fox. Then the ball down the channel, but it's not for Costa and it's not for Dallas. It's for neither, and it goes between the both and behind for a goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday. So Kieran Westwood goes and retrieves the ball and prepares to get the ball up over the halfway line. Matchday Live on LUTV, brought to you by Deliveroo Food Freedom. Wednesday 0, United 0. Heads go up. Nuhiu beaten well by Ben White. Another towering header from the Leeds player. Ball is up in the air on the halfway line. Costa's underneath it. He gets a touch on. Now Nketiah. Almost spun away from Iorfa there, but not quite, and it's back with Kieran Westwood, who's under pressure from Costa. Now Calvin Phillips in the centre circle, header straight through to Hutchinson, who makes a bit of a hash of the ball forward, but still Wednesday have it. Now Nuhiu in the Leeds half, lays that ball off intelligently for Adam Reach, set off towards goal, pursued by Leeds players, and a lovely foot in from Luke Ayling, but Leeds still have to defend because it's come for Barry Bannan just outside the Leeds penalty area, and they've got enough Leeds men around it to win it back. Now can they break away as Klich runs down the left hand side and Nketiah carries the ball down the right channel. Nketiah in field to Alioski, 2 runners outside of Alioski, one of them's Harrison. Ball comes to Klich inside the penalty area, just outside the penalty area now, lots to aim at in the area, but he was expecting a forward run from Alioski. Alioski checked that run, and as a result Leeds concede possession disappointingly, having got a lot of men forward, and then Fletcher on the near side is bundled over, and Wednesday have a throw in on the halfway line.
Just the wrong option yet again. Fantastic counter attack. The pace that we broke at initial Eddie Nketiah with the ball at his feet, the runners going in beyond him, but at the key moments the wrong option, the wrong pass, the wrong end product.
Well, in the earlier season we were seeing Klich maybe have a go from the edge of the penalty area. In the last couple of away games, Leeds are more inclined to try and get the ball in the box, given away by Harrison there in his own half. Bannan looks to take advantage with a quick ball forward for Kadeem Harris on the left hand side of the penalty area. He plays the ball quickly into the box, and there's a good jump in the area. Well, it's actually a hold up the jump from Fletcher, and Leeds are able to at least see the ball clear briefly. Now Wednesday come again with Reach on this near side, 2 players in front of him. Between them and Nketiah and Alioski, they get the ball away for Leeds and they win a throw in for Leeds. And Eddie Nketiah is doing more work deep in his own half than he's been allowed to do in the Wednesday half just at the moment. And I wonder whether we might see a change for Leeds fairly shortly, because I think you'd say they were second best at the moment. Not by much, but they are. Foul on Nketiah in the Leeds half by Iorfa, who's the Wednesday defenders are prepared to pursue Eddie Nketiah because he's the lone attacker. One of them's almost deputised with the job of following him wherever he goes, whoever that may be. On that occasion it was Iorfa. And as the ball is played down the channel for him to chase again, Hutchinson it is instead who comes around this time and picks up the ball ahead of the Leeds player. Header from Alioski on the halfway line to Calvin Phillips. Phillips has Fletcher on his back, so he goes wide to Dallas. It's a good ball from Calvin Phillips. Stuart Dallas lets it run to Costa. He's got a bit of space to run into now. Running parallel with the edge of the penalty area to Alioski on the edge of the D. Now Nketiah in the penalty area on the right foot, drives a shot forwards. And Kieran Westwood has his first save of the second half to make. Drop to his right hand side and push the ball away with two hands.
I think it might have been better keeping it on his left hand side, going for the far corner, because Dawson coming at the back stick.
Harrison tries to get the ball up for Leeds again into the edge of the penalty area. Phillips picks it up outside the box, but he lets the ball run and Fletcher gets in front instead for Wednesday to win the ball back. Palmer on this near side up towards the halfway line. Berardi and Nuhiu tackle each other and Berardi goes to ground under the challenge of Nuhiu and Leeds get the throw in, and if anything it was a free kick to Leeds. What it definitely wasn't was a throw in to Leeds, and the referee has actually given it the other way. Sheffield Wednesday get it now. In fact, did they even get a free kick? I think no, it's a throw in. Sheffield Wednesday throw in. So confusion there. Ref's assistant gave one thing, referee gave another. And Liam Cooper is about to come on for Leeds United, so as predicted, changes about to be made. And with 15 minutes of normal time remaining, Liam Cooper may be coming on to shore things up a little bit. Wednesday have another throw in. This time it is given by the ref's assistant, hence the big roar of approval from the home supporters that you have heard. Crowd of over 27,000 here at Hillsborough. The throw in is taken. Cooper still waiting to come on the near side. Reach has the ball, plays it infield to Barry Bannan, comes back out then to Pelupessy in the midfield area, and then intercepted by Ayling. Can Leeds break here? And Nketiah, he's lost possession. He's lost possession in a bad place. Bannan has it back for Wednesday. Now Fletcher outside the box and Nketiah comes to try and win it back. Bannan has it again to Fletcher just outside the Leeds penalty area, central position. Barry Bannan goes past Calvin Phillips and then White gets a foot in, and Leeds are defending somewhat desperately here at the moment on the edge of their own penalty area. And Nketiah of all people right back there in the thick of it, and then it's just hacked into touch by Stuart Dallas, and this is a very un-Leeds-like passage of play.
They seem to not be winning the battle. They seem to be on the second ball quite a lot. Sheffield Wednesday just piling on the pressure as Costa's making way for the captain, the club captain Liam Cooper.
So there'll be a bit of a switch around here, won't there, as a result? Alioski stays on this near side. Just wait to see who maybe goes to take more of a right side attacking role.
I reckon we just put Stuart Dallas, bump him up one. It's obviously a role he's really familiar with. Started out as a winger. To be honest, I don't even know what his best position now. He can fill a number of roles, do it superbly as well.
Yeah, Ayling's gone out towards the right hand side, so I think you're spot on, Ben. Leeds are having to concentrate on defending still at the moment because it's a Wednesday throw in midway inside the Leeds half. Cooper's on, returns to action after injury, the Scottish international. Good to see. Ball down the line for Nuhiu. Berardi's on his back, down by the corner flag. Nuhiu holds Berardi off, tries to find a teammate maybe. Little clipped pass is played into the path of Ayling. Ayling was trying to let it run for a goal kick, maybe under pressure from Harris, and says to the referee, I deserve a free kick for that challenge. And do you know what? The referee agrees with him and he gives a free kick.
Yeah, you can see that little section in the stands, that what over there, the Sheffield Wednesday fans. It'll be nice and damp today in that little corner. They're not too pleased with the decision, but now we're pulling his shirt. Referee did well to spot it.
So Leeds have a free kick. 76.5 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. It's still raining. It's going to be quite a walk back to the car, that's for sure. Bannan with a header from the free kick on the halfway line. Leeds have to defend. Ayling does well, skips away from Nuhiu, up towards the halfway line, over the halfway line. Nketiah again, player tight to his back. They haven't given him an inch of space, Eddie Nketiah, in this second half. The Wednesday defenders, whoever's been given the job, has stayed right tight to him, and Nketiah's had to play with his back to the Wednesday penalty area the whole time. Leeds have not been able to find the ball to give him another option, give him something different to work with. Still time maybe, 13 minutes on the clock. Leeds throwing down the far side touchline. Here's Nketiah again, back to the penalty box. Dallas tries to bring the ball away for Leeds, down by the corner flag. Gets a really good cross in from a difficult position there, and in fact just overhit it a little, Stuart Dallas, and it sails out over this near side touchline for a Sheffield Wednesday throw in, level with the edge of their own penalty area. Palmer, the fullback, is here to take it. One of the highly experienced Sheffield Wednesday players, been at the club a long time. Down the line it goes from Palmer to Fletcher, another very experienced head. And Palmer will get another chance with another throw in for Sheffield Wednesday on this near side touch line. Is there another change to come from Leeds United yet? Might they yet throw Tyler Roberts into the fray as a different attacking option? We shall see. He is warming up at the moment, but no sign of him stripping off, as it were. Ayling underneath the ball, far side for Leeds, to Dallas. Back to Ayling with a little fancy flick. Bannan almost intercepts, but Phillips has it for Leeds. Now there's maybe something for Leeds to work with in terms of space. Harrison, first time ball, but it's too difficult for Alioski. And Iorfa was ahead of Alioski and was always favourite to win that. He's under pressure from Alioski though, so does concede the throw in on the near side. It's probably about as much as Leeds could expect from that forward ball from Jack Harrison ultimately. So it's a throw-in level with the edge of the Wednesday box, and Alioski stays forward to take it. Not really had the sighting of Jenny Alioski in the Wednesday penalty area too much in this game, and it's been quite a battle for Leeds, and they've struggled to create stuff, that's for sure. Alioski on the near side with a throw-in. Short it goes, and Nketiah down by the corner flag near side. Ball at his feet, facing the penalty area with the defender Pelupessy in front of him. Goes outside of Pelupessy into the box. Great run from Nketiah. Jack Harrison! Oh! It's cleared off the line by Morgan Fox for Sheffield Wednesday. Great work from Nketiah to open it all up. Leeds try and come again, far side with Stuart Dallas. And Dallas is out by the corner flag. Man tight to his back, so is Ayling. And Ayling has the ball to Phillips. Can Phillips cross from the right hand side? He can. Waiting is Harrison. Oh, it's hit the bar and it's come back out and it's cleared away. And Leeds United within a whisker of taking the lead. All of a sudden, Leeds come so close.
Something out of nothing as well, especially in Nketiah.
Oh, foul throw given on this near side against Alioski. That's a real waste because Leeds were building momentum there. And he's really disappointed with himself. And Marcelo Bielsa he's berating the players. I don't know, the assistant, whoever it is, he's not happy with them. But Leeds so close on two occasions there. Block on the line as it was going in from Harrison, and then the ball off the frame, I think, of crossbar and post. So two really good minutes, two really good chances for Leeds as we head into the final 10 minutes here. We've got Pelupessy of Sheffield Wednesday down, maybe with cramp even on the edge of the Wednesday penalty area, so players stopped, players come towards the near side touchline for refreshment, and Leeds have chance to wonder about what might have been.
But that's what Eddie can offer in terms of just standing Pelupessy up on the edge of the box, just the burst of speed to get past him on this byline. Picked out Harrison, he's done everything right, just trying to pick out the bottom corner. If you're going to be critical, you've got to probably find back of the net, but I say he did everything right. Great block on the line, and then it was Alioski with a header, great cross in. I think he kind of turned his back. He didn't expect to kind of get his head to it with reach. Obviously he's a bigger lad than Alioski, but he climbed ever so well and so unlucky, like I say, just I think hit the kind of the angle of the framework and bounced back out.
So both teams have hit what they used to call the woodwork in this second half, but still the scoreline remains. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. Pelupessy is okay to continue. He's come up towards the halfway line to get the signal to come back into the action as the play restarts with a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in their own half. Palmer down the line. Header won almost by Cooper, but actually flicks off the head of Nuhiu, and Harris chases it out wide to the left-hand touchline in the Leeds half now. Trying to take on Ayling, goes past Ayling, gets the cross in towards the edge of the 6-yard box where Ben White waits, and he's happy enough just to hook the ball into touch on the far side. So the game swings to our right-hand side now, having had a couple of close things to the left-hand side of our commentary position. Wednesday attacking now with the ball on the far side. Chance for them again maybe to cross. Harris again takes on the fullback. In it comes, curls it in, goalwards! And Liam Cooper does a great job on the goal line there just to make sure that Nuhiu at the back post couldn't get on the end of that, because it had beaten Kiko Casilla, and it must have taken the deflection because it's a Sheffield Wednesday corner kick, and Leeds were living just a little dangerously there. It's the touch from the keeper, I think, actually, fingertips from Kiko Casilla maybe just carried that ball beyond Liam Cooper and Anthony Nuhiu. In it comes from Barry Bannan now, heads up it. It's a clear header. Casilla stops it on the goal line, and then it's hooked away to safety. And Leeds have had a massive let-off there, because I'll be honest, that should have been 1-0. Ben White with the ball, under pressure from Nuhiu again, and then it's cleared away from Ben White up towards the halfway line. The ball's still in play. The Wednesday fans find their voices again. Kiko Casilla with that, it's a distinctive dive, isn't it? It's where he almost dives forward to the ball, but he was on the goal line and he pushed the ball away from the goal line. The header though should have beaten him.
I was almost surprised I think the ball reached him, because like I said, I think they have to score from that initial header, free header, not far out, middle of the goal. I'd say almost kind of shock like it's come straight at him.
Wednesday about to make a change now. And the man coming off is Pelupessy. And the man coming on to replace him is Kieran Lee. Another experienced Wednesdayite. Kieran Lee will just sit in the midfield, I think. Pelupessy probably going off as a result of that little knock or whatever it was that he was carrying earlier. He required some treatment. And Wednesday will restart the game with a throw-in on this near side. 84 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. Matchday live on LUTV, brought to you by Delivery Food Freedom. Ball on the halfway line. Harrison trying to find Klich, doesn't manage to do that. Lee gets his first 2 touches. Now Iorfa plays the ball over the top for Nuhiu, for Adam Reach, and back to Nuhiu. And Nuhiu, with Ben White in front of him, says that took a touch off the Leeds player. And the reaction of Nuhiu, Wednesday, Gary Monk, everybody in a Wednesday top suggests that they don't feel that it was a goal kick that the referee ultimately awarded, with the assistance of the man on the near side with the flag.
You have to say, this linesman's getting some absolute pelters. I
thought it was a corner kick as well, but then I'm not anywhere like as close to the action as the ref's assistant near side is. Nketiah with a real battle going on with Iorfa. Iorfa gets the call in his direction, throw into Sheffield Wednesday, and Eddie Nketiah has had a couple of sights of goals so far. Well, not of goals so much as a chance to run into the penalty area, and he's done well from them. And Leeds get him in one more time in the remaining 5 minutes or so of this game. Probably a couple to be added on. Wednesday about to make another change. Dangerous forward coming on. Fernando Forestieri is going to be their change, and Forestieri, who struggled for first team football so far this season, has a chance to make an impression, I guess, here. Anthony Nuhiu is coming off for Sheffield Wednesday, and there's a shake of the hand with the much smaller figure of Alioski there, the Kosovan and the North Macedonian. And he's played well, actually, Nuhiu. He's done what you would expect of a 6'5" brick wall of a striker.
But also counter that, I think Berardi and Ben White, 2 in particular, defended him really well.
Yep.
There were a lot of headers, balls going up to him.
As the ball is still with Wednesday in the Leeds half, Fletcher and Lee now joins in the play. Now Harrison for Leeds. Leeds up to Nketiah, but he won't get round both Iorfa and Hutchinson. Hutchinson comes across to win the ball for Wednesday, quickly up to the halfway line, and Lee under challenge from Calvin Phillips. That's a foul by Calvin Phillips, quickly taken. Alioski steps in, but Lee gets it back for Wednesday as the roar goes up again. Casilla should come and catch that. He does, on the penalty spot, and rolls it underarm quickly out to Stuart Dallas, who does has to twizzle to try and control the ball, and he fails to do that, and Bannan takes it off him, and Bannan slips and gives it to Kadeem Harris, and Harris goes back to Kieran Lee. He's been lively already since he came on. Ball right out on the far touchline, back with Kieran Lee, the sub again. Now Bannan's brought into play, and Lee back in the Wednesday half, and they slow things down just a little under pressure from Leeds United, still giving a good shift here, the Leeds players. White has a ball on his head, does really well because Reach had come in behind him, but the clearance rebounds off Alioski and comes for the player Forestieri on the edge of the penalty area. Barry Bannan with a low drive, but you can watch that one all the way because it's going wide. 87 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0. Is there a twist to come yet? We saw excitement in the closing seconds of the first period. Chances at both ends. Casilla with one great save, and then a brilliant header from Patrick Bamford that required a brilliant save from Kieran Westwood. Westwood's been pretty well protected in this second half. Just had the one stop to make from Eddie Nketiah, and has had one let off as the ball hit frame of post and crossbar. Wednesday have the possession again. Left-hand side with Harris. Phillips does really well against it. He needs help from Ayling. Ayling to Phillips. And Phillips over the halfway line. It's not quite anywhere will do clearance, but it's almost that. As it goes out over the far side touchline, deep in Wednesday territory. So it's thrown quickly back to Kieran Westwood. Maybe Wednesday feeling they have the initiative here. So in a hurry to get on with things. Ball's up towards Stephen Fletcher, who flicks it well out towards Kadeem Harris on the left-hand touchline. Harris goes back to Morgan Fox. Morgan Fox curls the ball straight onto the head of Calvin Phillips, but Wednesday win the second ball again. Casilla coming off his goal line, but White gets there ahead of him. And then Berardi just happy to swing a boot at it. And now Dallas is in possession. Now Phillips is under pressure. Leeds need to get out of this area and just try and work the ball into the Wednesday half, as Phillips has the chance to do that now because he's fouled by Forestieri. And Gary Monk will be unhappy with Forestieri, I'd have thought there, because Leeds were struggling to get the ball clear. Now they've been handed the perfect opportunity to do just that.
Yeah, they had for Sheffield Wednesday, they had a good position, but Calvin's done excellent there to initially break away from Forestieri, win the free kick, and let's clear the danger.
For the time being at least. Iorfa knocks it into touch near side. So we're into the 90th minute now. Wednesday 0, Leeds 0. Can Leeds yet conjure something up? And Nketiah trying to do just that for Leeds now. But he's a long way from goal. Trying to make further ground. Now he's made a bit more ground towards it. And he's held up there. And that's a got. Well, the refs have given an advantage. But ultimately, Eddie Nketiah, his shirt was being dragged from his back there. And he'd wriggled in between the challenge of two Wednesday players. And he had a run on goal. And the ref will have to award a yellow card, which he does, I think, to Forestieri, was it? Who had his shirt there?
I think it might have been Kieran Lee.
Yeah, one or the other, wasn't it? It was a clear yellow card, and it was a clear free kick to Leeds United, and it is an opportunity for Calvin Phillips to get the ball into the penalty area. The final 20 seconds of normal time, Leeds kicking towards the fans behind the goal. What can Calvin Phillips produce? He's a long way out. It's not the type of area for a shot. So he's going to have to work out. It's right in the middle, so he's going to have to work out a way of finding a Leeds teammate. They're all lined up on the edge of the area now. Curls it in right-footed, lofted in, and is really well read by Kieran Westwood and plucked out the air. And Wednesday have the chance to deliver a fast ball forward. They opt instead to take their time, and there are 3 added minutes to play here at Hillsborough. So the end is in sight in what has been quite a tussle between these two Yorkshire sides. West and South Yorkshire in opposition. Kieran Westwood's goal kick beats Klich in the air. Ben White's there just to loft it forward for Leeds. Underneath it is Hutchinson, and then Calvin Phillips for Leeds. Onto the header Palmer. Palmer loops his header forward. Phillips is having his shirt pulled by Forestieri, but the play continues with Berardi in possession. Ball comes off Forestieri, then Liam Cooper header, and then there's a pull on the back. Well, there was a pull down on Klich, but nothing's a given. Leeds have to win the ball back with Calvin Phillips and Liam Cooper both over the ball. They concede a free kick, and they can have reason to feel frustrated about that, because they might have had a free kick themselves a moment earlier, and I didn't see an awful lot wrong with the challenge, I've got to say. So free kick now is with Sheffield Wednesday, and we are into the 2nd minute of added time here. So defending for Leeds to do. Barry Bannan will take the ball. It's midway inside the Leeds half again, just like the Phillips moment. The free kick from a few moments ago. It's right in the centre, and players from both sides lined up. Almost every player bar one outfield player in front of the ball, lined up on the edge of the penalty area. Just one-man wall for Leeds in the shape of Jack Harrison. Bannan awaits the signal from the referee. He's happy. Bannan gets it, and he plays it in left-footed. It goes high into the box. Casilla's underneath it, and he plucked it off the head of Iorfa there. And he was cool as you like when everybody else maybe around him was getting a little bit nervy.
Great goalkeeping. I love that when your keeper come and claim crosses, especially in added time as well.
Leeds playing out from the back again. At this stage I'd be hoofing it, but that's just me. Ball is played over the near side touchline via a Wednesday touch, so it's a Leeds United throw in, level with the edge of the Leeds box, near side. We're in the last minute now of the added time. Jack Harrison offers Alioski an option from the throw in, so does Eddie Nketiah. Just get it down the line, come on. Taking his time over this one, Gianni Alioski, and Nketiah gets it and almost wriggles away from Iorfa there. And what is the ref gives a Wednesday throw in. Eddie Nketiah had arms all around him, nothing given, right in front of Marcelo Bielsa, who's less than happy, I think, with the decision that the referee has come to. So it's a Wednesday throw in, and we're now 15 seconds away from the end of added time. Fletcher on the edge of the penalty area, Reach, and now Bannan, and now Reach gets it back from Bannan, and Wednesday have Palmer on this near side, but he slips as he tries to take on Jack Harrison, and there's the full-time whistle. So it finishes honours even here at Hillsborough. A hard-fought 0-0 draw between Sheffield Wednesday and Leeds United. Two difficult away games for Leeds in the space of a week, and they've taken a point from each of them. So will they be satisfied with that return, Ben?
Probably not. Obviously, looking at these two games, like I said, two very difficult games on paper, two difficult grounds to go to. But I think today probably a fair result in the draw. I think Sheffield Wednesday, second half, they piled a bit more pressure on us, just trying to close us down a little bit more. Didn't let us kind of play out from the back as much as we like to have done. But no, we had two big chances ourselves in that second half. Sheffield Wednesday, fair play to them, they hit the crossbar as well. But no, I think the draw was a fair result.
Is it just one of those at the moment where, I mean, Leeds are struggling to score goals a little bit at the moment, aren't they? Is that the Hernandez factor, perhaps?
Probably. Look, Pablo's a fantastic player. He's we know all the quality he does possess. He can unlock defences just on his own sheer brilliance. But no, we've got more than enough quality out on the pitch without Pablo. But I just think today the final ball or the decision making in the final third just wasn't that we expected it to kind of be at times, because I think throughout the rest of the season so far what we've played, the decision making has been there. We've probably not been clinical enough, but today we just didn't get quite those chances. But saying that, we did have, like I say, two fantastic chances to score in the second half. Unfortunately, we just couldn't break the deadlock.
Well, we're seeing Ben White is going to be one of the two Leeds players doing the post-match interview for the host broadcaster. And probably a man-of-the-match performance from White, wasn't it? Quietly, massively efficient again, massively effective again.
That's Ben White all season, hasn't it? We're a massive fan of him. He times today stepped out defence with the ball at his feet. But we mentioned the battle with the strikers, who's winning his headers in the first half, put a great block on Adam Reach as well. Players like that in your defence, you've always got chances of winning games, because yet again we've got a clean sheet out of this. Very limited chances we gave away to Sheffield Wednesday. And I'd say head and shoulders by far my man of the match as well.
So a difficult lunchtime fixture for Leeds United. They've navigated their way through it to an extent. They've come away with a point in the rain here at Hillsborough. As the players depart the playing surface and the fans head for the exits and the journey back home, we have chance to reflect on a scoreline that reads Sheffield Wednesday 0, Leeds United 0.